Hey everyone, this is Caroline. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone's doing fantastic. Today, I want to talk to you about being a human. Are you a human? I know we all look human, but is it possible that we all come from different places? I'm not talking about a past life type thing, but more, could we have come from another part of the universe, another planet, another galaxy? I know a lot of you feel that they are connected to another world. So this is not a coincidence. This is real. And the idea is that if you feel connected to another place, it is because you may have come from there. But the question is, how do you know for sure? And why is this relevant to what's happening in your life? So I want to go back to, for those who don't know me, I had an experience when I was 5 years old. I was just there, and all of a sudden, I had this experience. I saw these beings that just showed up, and it was all light. It was just kind of massive amount of light, and what happened was exactly in that moment, I felt that connection. I felt that it wasn't me here in a physical body and then they were somewhere else outside of me. It was kind of like I was here on this side of the veil in this physical form, and they were my extension. I continued on, if you will, through them, with them, in spirit form. So there was no separation, there was no boundary. Although they were different types of beings, in other words, they were individual beings, but it was the same lineage. And that was the massive revelation, meaning I pretty much realized in that moment that I had come from a specific lineage. And as I continued with that experience, going all the way, kind of following, that line, if you will, it took me to a specific point in the universe. In fact, it was outside this universe. And so in that moment, it was kind of also an awakening or a sort of an aha moment that this physical body, even though it looks human, it's actually connected and it came from another type of consciousness altogether. And so with that type of consciousness, the original self, if you will, that started out there, knows everything about what this body, what this being in this body is doing, how I got here, what I'm doing here, what I'm supposed to be doing here, all of the details, basically, what I call the prenatal contract, meaning that aspect of myself, my original self, up there and that part of the universe created and decided for this physical form to exist with a specific purpose. But the biggest thing is, why is it important and relevant for you to realize your origin, basically your lineage? It is because, well, I just said, that aspect of your being knows everything, because we're so confused. How come I'm creating the wrong thing? How come my life is the way it is? Why did I end up with these parents or this guy or this partner or these children or this career? And what am I supposed to do? See, all of these questions actually can be answered if you have that original understanding and that communication with your original self. So it's kind of like you will remember this whole story of yourself. So that's number one, why this is so relevant. But the second most important thing, the more you reawaken to that original self, the more you embody it, and it's almost like you express it. through everything that you do. And so it's kind of like, if you are, let's say you're an American citizen, you are embodying the American culture, let's say, but then you go to China or to Europe or somewhere. And so you take with you your consciousness and your energy and your wisdom and your experience, your cellular memory to that other culture. You implant yourself in this other culture, and what happens is that it will it will then contribute to the experience of that other culture. It's almost like it's hybridization. It's like mixing the races together energetically. So you would say, but energetically is, it's, what does it do? It does a lot, because everything, physical creation, starts energetically first, and then it manifests in physical form. And so when you do that, so from country to country, it works the same way from planet to planet. If I come from the Pleiades, for example, I come as a Pleiadian, I incarnate as a human. Now I'm kind of a hybrid, half, so my energy and my consciousness is now adding to and evolving the human lineage because of me. And so if I'm not awakened to that original lineage, then I'm not really, it's kind of like it's there, but it's dormant, it's not doing anything. It's not really contributing. It's not really being embedded in that, in the consciousness, the collective consciousness of the human race. So that is the reason why you want to awaken to the original self, the original you, so that your work, your energetic work, starts to change and mix with the human collective consciousness in this way. So we're talking again on a consciousness energetic level. But then the more you do this, like I said, the more that energy gets transferred over and over. And this is how you are literally evolving the human consciousness. And so your appearance here as a human starts to take on a whole new meaning. You're not here to have, your day job could be, to build green homes, or, fight for the environment, or do this, or heal, or write books. But this is a day job. This is kind of like what your physical body is kind of doing. But the way you are being, the energy that you are emitting, that is what stays. That's what gets embedded in the people, in the energy when you interact with people, or in your work or family or whatever. And so that's, you start to kind of, your whole life takes on a whole new meaning, and so that is the reason why understanding your individual lineage has so many important benefits. And the more you do that, the more you keep having aha moment, because you are remembering little bits and pieces of what you are here to do. And so your work starts to change, to realign with your original contract, your relationships, everything starts to make more sense. And of course, you will attract exactly the experiences, the people, the circumstances that are aligned with who you really are. So I think it is, I've shared, I think, enough for just that one piece. So why don't you begin to ask the question, who am I really? What is my original divine lineage? Because it's divine, because it comes from beyond the human. Who are you as an original creation? And I begin to ask and intend, especially in the morning, every morning, start to just activate, start to intend to bring that information through, that energy through, by saying, I want to remember on a deep, deep cellular level, my true divine lineage. Where did I come from? What part of the universe? What planet am I from? And why is this particular lineage in this physical form at this time. You will be amazed at the type of things, the kinds of things that will come up. So, of course, please leave your comments, your questions, everything you want to discuss on this subject in the comments below. I try to address them in a different talk. But also, if you are interested in studying this more deeply, you can go to the website carolinecorey.com and look for the course Mastering the Human Mind, but also a lot of free meditations and similar work, awakening to who you really are, right here on the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.